Our next guest is going to weigh in on the midterms, energy, the Iran war, and more. Join us now, Republican Senator Kevin Cramer of North Dakota. He's a member of the Banking and Armed Services Committee. We've been doing some Fargo already, haven't we? Even though Senator Heitkamp's not around. You betcha we have.
Oh, yeah. No, Senator Heitkamp and I have a similar accent.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say.
You really, I hear it.
Grew up very close to each other, actually.
You are an eternal optimist, I guess. Things are going to happen between now and when the next recess is.
Well, I think the big things are going to happen today. I hope we're going to have a vote-a-rama later on today or tonight. You know, senators don't really work till about midnight, so then we really get after the vote-a-rama issues.
After the pizza?
So yeah, something like that. Yeah, it depends on what Thune's going to spring for. But so we'll hopefully have the the budget reconciliation bill tonight.
That we were expecting about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, and hopefully we get to that. Keep it simple. Keep it focused on ICE and enforcement at the border, and then get on to other things.
So that's going to happen. Fine. I mean, we need it, don't we?
We need it. I mean, the easy button of all easy buttons is to fund ICE and to fund border protection. That's the high ground for us. We're committed to doing it. Democrats won't help us do it, and so I think given Todd Blanche's, Acting Attorney General Blanche's comments yesterday regarding the
anti-weaponization fund, that was the point that there were you all couldn't get it passed within your own party because there were senators in your party who wanted to see that.
Well, there's that, and then there's just the mechanism of it all. It gets complicated because you have these vote-a-ramas with lots of amendments, and then you have to play defense against aggressive amendments. So anyway, this made life much simpler.
Where do you land on the settlement itself?
Yeah,
the IRS settlement with the president.
Yeah, great question. Obviously. It's obviously always a little bit uncomfortable, but we've never had a president that was demonized or weaponized, used the laws weaponized against him so bad as we've had this one. And that's why I think we have to acknowledge there's some real bad behavior that's gone on. There's some injustices that have gone on. I acknowledge all of that, but it complicates the politics of the moment.
A little uncomfortable because why? Explain.
Well, first of all, Donald Trump's a business person. We don't have a lot of business people that run for political office anymore, particularly even in the presidency. So he's got a more complicated life. Recognizing that, obviously, we have policies that affect business. We have policies that affect investment. This is a business guy that invests. But the weaponization, the lawfare against Donald Trump, particularly for the 4 years of the Biden administration, was so egregious. We've never seen anything like it, quite honestly, previous to this. And there should be some justice done.
But it makes you uncomfortable because
he's the sitting president. We're the party, his party, and so keeping it simple, like we're going to do tonight, and voting on straight up funding for ICE and border protection. The simple button, the easy button, sometimes is the best button to punch.
I can remember talking about permitting reform, like almost every year for I don't know how many years. What about that?
Long time, but I think this is the moment, quite honestly, Joe, and I hope we can get to that point. I'm a former energy regulator, so I spent 10 years. I cited the original Keystone Pipeline through North Dakota, 600 landowners' land. We've seen the problems with permitting. In fact, a recent McKinsey report analysis considers that there's about $1.5 trillion private capital on the sidelines waiting for permitting reform to build infrastructure. That's energy infrastructure, highway infrastructure, AI infrastructure. Anything that we build nowadays requires years of permitting and regulations that make things almost impossible to do. And we have bipartisan support for some permitting reforms, and I hope we can get there.
I don't even know what to say about the midterms. So many different machinations, Senator Thune and Paxton, and what's happening in in Maine. Different stories every day. I saw Senator Fetterman say something that he's talking about a red wave because that no one's expecting it, but the consensus is, and the betting markets, everything else is talking about a blue wave. Do you know what's going to happen?
I don't know what's going to happen. I do know this, that it probably will change a couple times between now and the election day, because we live in this moment where 24-hour news cycles, alternative news sources create so much momentum and the attention span of the American public. So you just see a lot of cycles that go in and out. But just last night in Iowa, a Trump-backed candidate for governor failed to win the primary. So you see
like
these.
The first one,
it's
right?
the first one, but that's not even really the point. The point is, in November we're going to be dealing with a general election. At that point, the parties matter. At that point, things like funding the border protection and funding ICE will matter.
Gas prices probably matter.
Gas prices will matter
a
lot. Becky, you're exactly right.
Where do you land on Bill Pulte?
Well, I think it's a funny pick, to say the least. Of course, here we are in the banking room where we actually deal with housing, urban affairs issues. It seems like a funny pick. It's interim for now, I guess. We'll see. But I think it's an odd pick. But remember, he's replacing Tulsi Gabbard, who was a Democrat not very long ago, and her and I were House members together and classmates. So that, we could have said that was a bit of a funny pick as well.
We had an argument about, not an argument, but how long could he stay? Because
that's a good question. I don't know. I was thinking about that just this morning. I'm not sure what the rules say about that or the laws say about that. In the interim role is what.
Before you have to get approval by the Senate through a confirmation
Generally,
process.
I think what it is if we adjourn and come back, then that term ends. That's my understanding, but I don't know for sure that there's not another way to do it.
Because a full confirmation would be unlikely.
Full confirmation of him would, I think, in this environment would be pretty unlikely. But I don't know him well enough to know whether he has the credentials to do the job. But that's a problem.
And I guess we don't know how this plays out in the Middle East, and that plays into November as well.
Well, and that's speaking of things that change every day. I think as long as we're exchanging fire, and we are, we being the United States and Iran, obviously Israel and Lebanon play into that, the Hezbollah situation, all that plays into the geopolitics of it. But the big thing, I think, to Becky's point about the price of gas, that has to do with the Strait of Hormuz, the movement of goods and services through that rather incredible body of water. That when we can settle that, open that up a little more, move product, you bring prices down.
Well, Senator, as you mentioned, active fire is still taking place between the two sides. Does that lead you to think that the War Powers Act needs to be approved by the Senate?
Well, I don't think so. I'm not sure that's even constitutional, quite honestly. So I don't get quite as hung up on that. Yeah. As far as Epic Fury being over, I agree. I think the president's right that as far as a very aggressive, confrontation, that's over. Anything now is sort of more defensive, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing us responding to attacks on our, whether it's our bases or our allies, or for that matter, on
I think it was a ship that was trying to cross through the strait.
Yeah. So that, I don't think that constitutes a War Powers Act resolution, even if I thought that the War Powers Act was constitutional, and I tend to think it is not. But I'm neither a lawyer or a constitutional expert.